I just read online an article talking about the uprise of witches and witchcraft and the occult, what have you, and they denied that there was any devils involved with that. Interesting, just so that you understand, the devil has no desire to be known among men. He hides his work. This is not his realm. He doesn't live in the flesh. He lives in the world of the spirit, because he is a spirit. And he's always seeking for a body to inhabit. So somebody who's engaged in that probably has a demon living in him, and he's expressing himself through them. But he doesn't really want to be known by men. Why, you say? Well, because, first of all, God loves man. God created man, so the devil is wrestling against that. But also, the devil wants to exalt himself among his own crowd, the other angels, all the principalities in heaven. He wants to exalt himself there. Man sometimes believes in the devil and sometimes doesn't believe in the devil. Man's lost. Man's blind in his natural man. So don't look to see that the devil is trying to make himself known. He's not. He has works that he does, and he comes to steal and kill and destroy. He's the oppressor. He's the author of depression. He's the author of anxiety. He's the author of every, did I say every? Satan is the author and designer and developer and the executioner of every evil malady known to man, bar none. Every disease, every sickness, every social ill, every psychological ill, the devil is behind all of it. And if we don't believe that, well, then we just go on in our misery. But if we believe that, well, then we start to think about doing something about it. And if you don't have power over the devil, I do. So, and I'm willing to exercise that power. So the devil is not trying to make himself known to man or to the world. He runs the world from behind the scenes. He's unseen. So don't expect to see him jumping up with a pitchfork and horns and a pointed tail. He doesn't. He's showing himself off to the realm in which he lives, the principalities and powers in heavenly places. So witches and the occult and witchcraft and the New Age and the crystals and all of that, they're simply deceived. The devil doesn't create anything. The devil is the author of all death and darkness. He only moves in that realm. He can't bring light because he has no light. He can't bring love because he is not love. He has no love. He can only operate in the world of death, and that's where he operates. But he's not willing to make himself known to you, because if you really knew, you'd reject him. So he hides himself behind all kinds of other things. So witches and goblins, they're simply deceived people who are possessed, and they don't want to get involved in anything negative. That means they don't want to hear about sin. That means they don't want to believe that they're lost. That means that they only want positive, feel-good things. They're of the flesh. So don't pay any attention to them. I'll never forget. Years ago, a friend of mine and I were going downtown Detroit to preach the gospel and pass out tracts in an ethnic festival. And we were on Grand River, and we're driving past, right near Lasher, and we're driving past a house that I knew for years as a kid growing up in that area and going to a church there with my family. I knew that there was a lady there that read palms and tea leaves, had a crystal ball, and she was a witch, basically. So she there for years. So I said to the guy that was driving, I said, hey, stop. So we pulled up in front of this nice brick ranch, lawn manicured, nice looking place, big sign, advisor and reader and all that. And I said, let's just deal with this. So at that moment, my brother and I, my Christian brother, we reached out with the word of the Lord, and we spoke to the demons in that house and confused them and told them to leave and to shut their mouth and close this place down. And then we drove off. Within about 60 days, I drove back through there again, not deliberately, I was just there. And what do you think, after 40 years or more, 50 years or more, that house was boarded up, the sign was broken, the grass was 2 feet tall, it was dead. The Lord destroyed it. Our words destroyed that. We have power over demons. So, my point is of this morning is don't believe things like that. Don't be afraid of them. Rebuke them. rebuke them. And never dabble in the occult, because that's where the devil lives. Okay? God bless you. Bye-bye.